this microcast, CCI founder and CEO Jake Weiss speaks with Jesse Wright, a high-performance consultant and former head coach of strength and conditioning with the Philadelphia 76ers NBA team. Here, Jake and Jesse discuss how the coachability factors, resilience and agility often interact when it is time for us to receive or act on feedback.
So agility and resilience, two really important factors. And with agility, I like to think of agility on two different levels. One, as individuals, are we able to change? So if I have a performance gap, am I able to change? And am I able to pivot what I'm doing in order to affect that change? So at the individual level, can I create change in myself? Externally, can we adapt to the surrounding environment? And that's the two levels of agility that I typically look at. With respect to the assessment, we define agility as rethinking or redefining typical approaches to the way we do things. When it comes to growing and improving, what got us to where we are now is likely different than what will get us to where we're going. Now, everything that got us here will still be important, but there are new skills, new approaches, new ideas that will help propel us to where we're going. Agility is about, can we rethink, can we redefine where we are right now to be more effective going forward, and can we make those changes? When it comes to resilience, resilience is really that persistence, that perseverance. When we're faced with challenging situations, which in many cases is growing and improving, is challenging, can we push through any obstacles to success? When we do experience that step back, can we stay with it and take two steps forward? So resilience is about not only being able to handle challenging situations, but actively putting ourselves in challenging situations that require us to grow, to stretch, and to get better. So those two often relate, because we'll see people that are high in resilience and sometimes lower in agility, or high in agility and lower in resilience. So with people that are high in agility and lower in resilience, that might look like the individual that the second something doesn't go their way or as planned, they're pivoting, they're changing. And they might change when they don't need to change. Now, on the flip side, if you have high resilience and low agility, those are the individuals that try to persevere and persist through any challenges, when sometimes pivoting or changing course might be the best route. So that's how we define agility and resilience separately, redefining and rethinking typical approaches, persisting and pushing through challenges and putting ourselves in challenging situations. It's also important to note how they do interact and what that interplay looks like. And if we not only have high resilience or moderate to high resilience, but can also dial up that moderate to high agility and change when circumstances require, we'll be even more effective when we're in situations of growing and improving. Because there are times where you'll take a step back to take two steps forward. And there might be times where your initial plan for growing is not the plan that you need 2 months into it. You might need to rethink and repivot and chart a better course forward.
Yeah, and you just hit on an element that I thought of. You use that time frame 2 months. A lot of times this word agile, particularly as it relates to, call it Silicon Valley and the fast moving of high performance business development, there's also a rate element to it too. Not only can we adapt, but a lot of times we're forced to adapt quickly, right? And it's like sort of adapt or die, or adapt or become irrelevant.
Right.
And there a lot of times is a speed element to it. And again, going back to sort of some of the work that I do, we talk a lot. I love that you said, a lot of times what got you to where you are right now, regardless of the level of success, might not be the same strategies that get you to where you want to be. And to be able to identify that and recognize that and know that there almost has to be woven in this agile element, this adaptable element to really achieve larger goals. Yeah, it's super important to recognize.
Definitely, especially as the world we're in is always changing. So
it's high performance is dynamic, it's fast moving, it's ever changing, whether you're talking about technology or progressive concepts, or just, again, the world around you that's constantly pushing boundaries and moving forward. If you don't adapt, you end up being the one that's left behind, without a doubt.
Thank you for listening to this CCI Microcast. To learn more, visit coachabilityconsultants.com.